right, welcome back to the session. Today I'm joined with Mo and Dylan. We're kind of, I am in the guest chair, but we're flipping it around a little bit. Today, these two lovely hosts are the guests. Flash a little smile for the camera.
What?
What?
That's crazy.
How you guys doing today?
Fantastic.
Yeah? Are you ready? Are you
I'm
excited?
honestly nervous. I don't know
Yeah,
what
no,
you're gonna
really?
ask us.
No, that's
it's nothing.
I see why now. I see why guests say it's kind of like nerve wracking, like coming on, especially if you've never done this before.
No, also she knows us like really well, so I don't know what she's gonna
Oh,
ask
you
us.
think? You think?
No, I don't think you're gonna like expose anything, but like
exploitation to the max.
Oh,
No,
that's so
but I don't know what you're gonna ask us. So.
My-
No, that's true.
my intention wasn't to ask questions that like are based off my knowledge of you guys because I don't think that's fair to the audience. I
that's
wanted
fair,
to
that's
ask
fair.
questions
Okay.
that
That's
was
fair.
like,
That's fair.
oh, the audience members don't know this about, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think every question that I'm asking, I probably already know the answer to.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, we'll explain why we're doing this too. That's the explanation. That's the explanation. No, just because we thought it would be an interesting take because we've done so many episodes now, and we feel like it's time for us to let you guys in a little bit on us since we're the hosts of the show. So you should know what we're about.
We don't talk too much about ourselves.
Yeah, we don't talk too much
Not
about
enough.
ourselves. Not enough, I guess. But we're also, me and Mo will be heading to Japan.
Woo.
Yes. I
I'm
am
so
so
mad.
excited.
I'm really angry.
But by the time you're watching this, we're in Japan. So that's why we don't have a guest today, just because, scheduling wise, and we're just going to be in Japan.
You guys are the guests today.
We are the guest today.
You are talent.
Do we want to tease the?
Tease? Yeah, you might see an episode out there. You won't know who the guest
What
is.
a tease.
Yeah. Here's what we're doing.
We'll be in Japan, but we will have a guest. But it might be a guest you might have already seen. We might have already on. It could be a new guest from Japan.
Could be both.
Could be both. You never know. So you just gotta.
They could end up forgetting to record it all.
That too.
Could be a joke, and we're not even going to Japan.
I'm just saying that.
Maybe we're going nowhere, but yeah, that's why we decided to do this kind of episode today. So we'll see what's in store. Thanks, Miss Emme, for taking over.
Yeah, just producer thing.
Just producer things.
All right. I wanted to start with like backstory. I don't know. I feel like I know the answer to this, but I don't know how much the audience knows about how you guys met. Like how your relationship as like friends / business partners like came about.
Yeah, we always like say the short story is we went to the same high school, but we went to the same high school, but we weren't really friends freshman year. Like we've seen each other.
I saw Dylan with his crew freshman year. Was freshman year your first year there?
Yeah.
Okay, so because the high school that we went to, I guess technically isn't only a high school because they had 7th and 8th grade.
Yeah, by the time we got there.
But we got there freshman year, and I saw him and his crew, and I was like, those are the cool kids.
What? Get the fuck out of here!
Really?
I told you this.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I was like, those are the cool kids.
That's so funny.
Actually, really funny.
I was such a I hated myself. Like looking back now, like my freshman and sophomore year, I was such a try hard at like everything. Just because I was
freshman and sophomore.
So I was homeschooled in middle school. So like freshman year was like my first year going back to like just a school in general with other kids.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, I gotta like be cool. I gotta like have friends.
It worked. Because I thought you were.
Well, great. That's cool. No, so we weren't friends freshman year. And then funny story is I slightly dated a girl freshman year. And then
And then I dated her for 6 years after.
And then he dated her for 6 years. Which is very funny. But there's it's such a random story. It's such a weird way how it happened. And there was like you would think like we would hate each other. I
didn't even know you or her when you guys dated.
Yeah. And also when it was freshman year, it was like fucking like 2 months. Like it was literally like a freshman thing. Yeah. But so and then we became super close sophomore year. Just cuz
I don't even remember how though.
Yeah, I don't remember.
That's what I'm curious about.
Jackson. Because we had a mutual friend.
Mm.
I knew him before he also went to our high school.
Wait, the Jackson I've met?
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew him before I got to that school because we took acting classes together at a studio.
Yeah.
And then when I got to OSHA, I was like,
shit. Yeah, he was my best friend.
Yeah, and then that's how we met.
That's how we met. I don't know the specific how specifically it was.
I don't remember the day we met, but I remember that's how we met.
Would you say that you guys like clicked pretty immediately after becoming like acquainted? Or
Yeah,
like
I think
friends?
so. I think so. It was mutual, and like we after we met, we hung out all the time.
Yeah, my parents knew him really quickly.
Yeah, I always went to his house. Not as the extent as it now.
Yeah.
But like we were close, and it was always friendly. And then I knew you were an actor and stuff, and it was pretty cool. And then he left me.
Yes, and then
he broke up with me.
I left that school junior year, and I went to a different high school. And then,
but the thing is, we stayed connected because of his ex. Because I dated her as well, but me and her were still like friendly.
Yeah.
And she was still going to our high school.
Yeah, and I visited your guys' school sometimes.
Yeah. Like you would go to the school dances.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
And then you went to the graduation, which I have those photos of just you and me at our graduation and the school and prom.
Yeah. Funny, quick tangent. I didn't know Brandon also went to the same high school as us, but when I left is when he got there, and I went to their graduation because of my ex-girlfriend and Dylan. And I watched Brandon graduate and didn't even know it.
Didn't even know
they're
him.
like
I watched him take his diploma, but didn't know it was him.
Yep. Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
Jackson also introduced.
So it sounds like
two.
Jackson's just
Jackson's
the glue.
the matchmaker.
Yeah, Jackson.
now where's Jackson? Where did he go?
Fuck. Yeah, but that's how we stayed connected, even though he left. So it was never like I never saw him again. Never thought I was never gonna see him again.
Yeah.
And then this happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so in OSHA, you were focusing on acting. What was your main focus? Was it dance?
No, I went for film. I auditioned for dance, but my ass didn't get in because
What?
Yeah, bro.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I auditioned, but they're very technical, as in like the technique, like ballet, tap, and all that. Like,
I'm gonna bleep this out, but they accepted fucking, and they didn't. And they didn't take. They didn't take Dylan.
No, we're gonna keep that in, but bleep the name though.
That's what I mean. That's
bleep
what I mean.
the name.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh my god, that's
I'm gonna bleep just the name.
That's fucking hilarious.
That's nuts, bro.
Oh
what?
my god,
That's crazy. Yeah.
that's insane.
Nuts.
No, because like they're just more technical in the ballet and tap.
They're more traditional.
They're more traditional, and like no one was.
But wasn't that for because there was a classical dance and there was commercial dance?
Yeah, that's why a lot of the commercial dance people were like, "This is fucking stupid," because a lot of the dance jobs were for hip hop, and OSHA didn't really care for hip hop.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why people like complained. Like I had a lot of homies in the dance department that would say like this is just pointless because all the dance jobs are hip hop, like Savannah and like
like getting in, it was like they don't want you to be like, oh yeah, like you can audition doing hip hop.
Yeah, exactly.
Get in.
That.
Yeah, I think we talked about this with Danielle.
Yeah, Danielle had a good point. Yeah. So if you watch that episode, she makes a good statement on all that. But yeah, when I auditioned, we learned like a tap routine, a technical routine, like a contemporary routine, and then you had to do a solo. So no hip hop, and my solo was a hip hop. But fun fact, my solo that the choreo for hip hop was Anthony's choreo, Anthony Lee.
He choreographed that?
He choreographed the piece. Like he taught it in class, and I asked like, "Yo, can I audition with this piece for Ocean?" He's like, "Of course, man." So shout out to Anthony, but didn't get in. So
that's nuts.
But yeah, so I auditioned for dance, and then I auditioned for both. I auditioned for dance and film because I like both. So just whatever.
Because you also acted or act.
I did, but I was
But you wanted to be more on the technical side.
More on the technical side because when I was younger, I was already acting, and I was taking hella classes when I was younger. So I thought like it would just be a waste of time if I do it during school as well. Yeah. So like might as well do something different, and then after school I'll do acting and dance.
Did you have like a prior interest in like videography and stuff like that before auditioning for like film and stuff?
Yes and no. That came from Mr. Luciano Picasso because
Current boss.
What'd you say?
Current boss.
My current boss and my boss, yeah. But he was a dancer, and then he started filming all my dance videos, and then inspired me to like pick up a camera because I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
I think when I was younger, I was just getting really, like, not it could be insecure, but also just tired of like trying to put on a face in front of camera. Like I felt like it was fake.
Yeah.
So I was
so
like,
the idea of being behind it was like more comfortable.
Yeah, more
Okay.
comfortable and compelling. So then I auditioned for film and television, and my video, because your submission is either like a storyboard, a script, or like a film or whatever video. And the film was not even a film. It was like a dance concept video that Luciano filmed, but I directed it.
Oh,
and I was
nice.
dancing in it, so
very
that's how I
cool.
got accepted. So that was
That's
my
really
video
cool.
submission. So yeah, that's my main focus at OSHA was film.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. And then Mo, you went
I only applied for
with the intention of acting.
acting. I only
Got
applied
accepted.
for acting. I got accepted. So they called me and they said, "You've been accepted, but we accepted too many students. So you're on a wait list.
Oh, no way.
So we'll either give you a call back in the summer to be like, some people didn't want to come and then you can come, or you'll come next year,
Okay.
like as a sophomore." And then I was like, "Oh, that really sucks. Like I wanted to go."
I didn't know that.
And then I registered for, it was like July, and I
Yeah.
registered for like my just home county high school.
Yeah.
And then just like a random day, my mom got a phone call, and she like ran to my
Yeah.
room. She's like, "You got in?" I was like,
Nice.
"Let's go." Sick.
That's awesome.
Meant
Yeah.
to be.
Yeah. So yeah.
And that was like, do you feel like while you were there, you had any like interest spark in any other kind of like industries or anything? Or if like acting has just kind of always been like
This man is like,
in your head, like that's like, yeah, the technical side is cool, but like just acting was just kind of like the big.
I think, no, it's definitely always been acting, but like as I've gotten older, like when I was like, I think, I don't know, 19 or something, I was doing a lot of theater, and I worked with the same director and his theater company for a while, and I directed a couple one acts for like
cool.
3 years.
remember
I did a couple one acts that I directed, and I had a really good time. I have a fun time doing that. So I've like, directing is interesting to me, but definitely like acting is the focus.
this man is like set in stone in acting.
Yeah.
It's true.
Which brings, actually, no, well, I'll pocket that for later. Okay, so you both met at OSHA with different interests. Came together. Now you're here. And they're, wait, hold on, I have the question.
Different
in my head.
interests, but they complement each other.
But they complement. Thank
one-
you.
yeah.
Well,
Thank you.
that's also how we reconnected. Is he was on he was in my senior project as an actor. He was the main actor in my senior project. So for film at OSHA, like, I mean, it's like college too if you know about it. But like for film, like your big project is like your final project is like a short film, and like the biggest project you can ever do.
Did you like recruit him to be?
Me and Jackson, funny enough, me and Jackson actually directed it and wrote it together, and we kind of wrote it as if his character already knew it was gonna be Mo. We made him audition just because we had to do that process like for like school requirements.
Yeah.
But like me and Jackson kind of already knew like, yo, this role's for Mo.
What did Jackson do at OSHA?
He was
FTV.
FTV as well.
Okay.
He was
Yeah,
film and television, so that's why we wrote and directed the same thing. He was like my partner in crime during my whole high school career. So every film I've done is basically with Jackson too. So but yeah, we wrote the script, and we kind of already knew in mind his character is gonna be Mo, and that's how we stayed
Was
connected.
it just like a one act, like one person?
No.
Short
There's
film?
multiple
Okay.
characters.
Yeah.
There's multiple characters. There's two main characters, him and his friend in the movie. We auditioned
cool.
all characters, but yeah, he was the only role really that like we had in mind.
Can that be watched anywhere?
It is on my YouTube channel.
YouTube.
It-
Picture Perfect.
Picture Perfect. Yeah,
Is the name of the
is the
Okay,
name of the
the
short
name
film.
of the
Picture
short film.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You didn't. Yeah, you weren't in Love Unexpected.
No, that was
Jackowitz.
Jackowitz.
Jackowitz. Yeah.
Okay. So I already know, like, I won't ask Mo this because everybody will already know based off the past conversation, but do you see, like, videography or cinematography being, like, like main focus in your future career?
That's crazy, because I was literally thinking, the episode won't be out, what I'm gonna be talking about. So we filmed an episode last week that, if you're watching this, it's not out yet. But after that conversation, I had a conversation with him, and it brought me to the idea of what my end all be all goal is, and
you feel like,
and I feel like it's switched. It's like,
ooh,
like career wise and making money, it would be definitely like making movies, of course. But like end all be all is like creating a space for creatives.
Okay, which we've talked about.
Which we talked about off camera, but like creating a space has always been like the in reality the end goal for me. Yeah. And it's funny, I had a conversation with my mom too. Is like when I was younger, when me and my mom were like, oh, I'm gonna book movies, I'm gonna do all this, like the big thing we want to do is like like make an animal shelter, like bring in all the animals, because like every time we see like a homeless dog or like any like animal, we like always like cry, and we're like, fuck, like we want to save all the animals. But I'm like, I mean, I can do that for humans too. Like, and my mom loves doing that too, like, as you guys know, like she loves helping us. She's
very like caregiver.
So I think I get that from my mom, and also how I grew up in the dance community. So for sure, career wise would be like cinematography and all that, but end goal is like creating a like safe space, like if that's like a company, or if that's just like a building where people can come in of all creatives, you know.
Very cool.
I'm also
like a studio space, but for more than just dance.
Exactly. I'm also trying now this new thing where I have these detailed goals, but I don't want to say it out loud, because like when I was younger, I would always say like,
you feel like if you say it out loud, you're gonna jinx it.
Yeah, I'm gonna jinx it, or I'm not gonna do it. Like,
see, if you say it out loud, you're manifesting it.
I'm talking about like, as in like, I'm telling people just to like prove a point or something. Because when I was younger, I was always be like, yo, I'm gonna make this dance video. Yeah. And like tell these people, yo, it's gonna be so dope. I'm blah blah blah.
And then you wouldn't do it.
And then I wouldn't do it. Okay. So it's like this thing where like, I don't need to tell people.
You don't say you don't have to say that you're going to do it. You could say, this is a goal of mine.
Yeah,
this is something that I have an intention of doing this.
But it's also more of like
work in the
shadows and like let the work speak for itself at a degree.
Dylan wants to let everybody know that he's going to be working in the shadows.
But like, I don't want to speak it like, I don't need people knowing my business when it's not happened yet. Like
that's fair.
You know what I mean? Like, and then also like, I ain't trying to have people steal my fucking ideas, because that's happened before.
That's valid. That's super valid.
But it's that point where I'll let the work speak for itself, and just remain humble about it. Also, obviously, like manifesting it. Yeah. That's something I learned from Luciano too. But letting it happen. Let myself get to that point, and then when it happens, it'll happen.
So cultivating a space is kind of like your
the
end goal is like to be someone who brings others together.
For sure, definitely. And like, I loved cool. Like when I was like directing like dance teams and like choreographing for dance teams, like it was so fucking fun. Yeah. And I would like to say I have a strong personality for it.
I would say so. I feel like I view you as kind of like, I mean, all of us, the group wouldn't be the same without any one of us, but I do view you as one that kind of cultivates our environment together. I appreciate
that, yeah. And it's not, like a previous guest said, but it's not out yet. But like he said, it's like,
you wouldn't know what we're talking about.
You wouldn't know what we're talking about, but like when it comes out, you'll know who I'm talking about. But then you'll know.
But you have to watch the episode.
Yeah, you have to watch the episode. But like what this guest is like, it's not like I want that recognition. It just feels right for me. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, sorry, that was a long tangent.
No. And that's why we're here, because
it's so weird talking about ourselves, like in our spot. You know, like I feel like I'm talking for like
watch our first episode ever.
Yeah, tough, big tough.
You guys are like.
Yeah, exactly. Big tough.
Like, no, but just now, with my life?
It felt like I talked for like 20 minutes.
Okay,
cool.
It's probably like
30 seconds.
Oh, great. Yeah. Perfect.
Great. Well, I do have another question for you, so you're going to keep talking.
Okay.
And then we'll get to you. Don't worry about it. You'll have your time to shine.
You'll have your time to shine, baby.
At what point do you feel like dance kind of
Mm.
left you? And if you can pinpoint it, do you have like a reason? Not that you need to have a reason, but would you say in your mind you have kind of like a self-validating like conclusion as to why dance became less like of a priority to you, career-wise at least?
I've had this conversation with my mom's, like, not a super deep level, but, like, talked with her about it. I'm probably going to bring up my mom all the time. My mom's, like, my fucking best friend, so I tell her everything. But,
me with Coach Jilly.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But, it was definitely, there was not a pinpoint, but I definitely felt the gradual
Decline
of it during OSHA, for sure.
Okay.
Maybe like junior year, because well, first off, we got out of school like fucking 5:00, and all the good classes are at 6:00 in LA, and we're in Santa Ana, so that was not gonna happen. But my mom took me out of class. That's why I was never in fucking class at the end of the day, because like my mom would just fake notes to like go take dance class. Or I had auditions, but I think it was definitely junior year. That was a reason, because just timing. And then another reason was definitely just, I feel like because of that, it slowed my momentum of growing as a dancer, because all these other kids were like going homeschooled and like taking classes every day. So it felt like definitely like an insecurity of like, damn, I'm not good enough anymore.
But you had something else to lean back on.
I had
which
something
was
else
film.
For sure. So I was falling in love with that.
At the same time that you were like falling out of love.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
Not that I know for a fact you have not lost your love for dance. I see you get hyped up, and I see you do your little.
Yeah, no. Every time I'm at a dance show, I see someone dancing and the homies dancing, I'm like, fuck. I wish I like. There's points where I wish I stayed dancing.
It's like FOMO.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, I know the love of it. Like, there's just no, for me, the community of dance right now. Like, back in the day, too, when I was slowly losing pace, there's a lot of, like, negative stuff happening. Just, like, sexual, all these, like actual, like, fucked up things happening in the community. And so that's for sure another thing I was losing out of it, just because it
makes it difficult to want to associate
with
something that doesn't have a very good
image. And then also obviously social media, where people were just going to class just to get that one video to post on Instagram, which is still happening. So it's like,
absolutely, it happens in every industry.
So especially definitely an industry, but when you're in that dance industry, you definitely feel it and see it. So like that definitely like got me out of it, because like
it didn't feel authentic.
It didn't feel authentic, and you guys know me. I just don't necessarily like posting as much. Yeah. But I mean, that's the name of the game for dancers now. Is like there's no dance auditions. Like when I was younger, there's like dance auditions like 2 dance auditions every week about like that's how I got Kids' Choice Awards. That's how I did X Factor. Like there's dance. Now it's just like you got to take class, and if you know the choreographer, they'll hit you up. Yeah. Like, you know, so that's a cool thing, but also like a negative thing, and it's like people are just dancing for the wrong reasons, which I just felt like I had to get out of there before.
Because it's hard to like be in that and not be kind of like molded by the people around you. Where it's like, oh, like you have a group of friends that dance with you, but all of them are like that, and you don't want to be. But it's like, if you want to keep at the pace that they're at, you kind of have to.
Exactly. And for me to be even 1,000% more honest, I never found a group of dancers that I like fully connected with like how I am with you guys, you know. And it's not a bash on dancers. Like I love the community. You
still have dance friends.
The dance community, because we always talk about this. There's the industry and community. That sucks. There's a difference, but there is. But the community, I fucking love the community, you know. But the industry, since I was more in the industry, it was just hard to find a click.
Yeah. I feel like it's probably easier to find the community first and then get into the industry rather than being in the industry and finding community.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad I had both during my dance career. Yeah. But yeah, for me, it's just I didn't find. I think since we were kids though, but I just feel like I didn't find my place in the dance world anymore. So it's like. And when I started doing dance videos in the very beginning, like freshman year of OSHA, I was like, all right, I think I found my place that can still be in the dance world, just not fully.
You're just not
dancing.
in front of the camera.
Yeah, exactly. So
behind the
I
camera.
felt right in the position I was at,
Yeah.
making dance videos for dancers, like giving them that opportunity.
Well, it's like you're still just kind of like with everything. It's like there's equal amounts of creativity in all positions of a production.
Yeah.
So
sure.
like you may not be the one dancing, but the one recording it, like it takes a certain amount of creativity to have an eye for that.
For sure. And I think I would like to say the dancers I've done dance videos for, I hope they can say that when they hire me, they should know, and they do know, that it's going to be a collaborative thing.
Yeah. You're not just there like, okay, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
For me, I've done a couple of those jobs, and they're fun and all, but like sometimes like they'll say like they want this shot, and I'm like, ooh, that shot not spicy enough. Like that shit doesn't look good.
But that's like why you are in the position that you're in, is to give your creative,
opinion
and be like, hey, like I do this for a living.
Yeah.
And like I'm gonna say like I think this would be better.
Yeah, that's why I definitely like
your idea sucks.
Yeah,
mine's better.
But that's why I love working with people that allow me to do that. Like definitely like Julian de Guzman and Big Will Simmons. Like every time we do a video together, they know I'm gonna put my spice. Yeah, I'm gonna have my spice. Put my spice on it, and if they ask for a shot or they see what it looks like and then I don't like it, I'm gonna tell them straight up I don't like it.
Yeah.
Nick was saying he has that with
his videographer.
Yeah, he like has full trust in him to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think I'd like to say
Wes Anderson with Adam Stockhausen.
I don't mean to sound rude. I
designer.
Can't believe you knew that. I don't mean for that to sound rude at all, but I cannot believe you knew that.
Yeah, let's give it up for Miss Producer.
And Steven Spielberg.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. She's hanging out with us.
She's
a lot
assimilating.
More. Yeah, she's
I'm being molded by my
environment. Exactly. Finally, it's happening. Okay. But that's when I lost the question. That's funny. The question. We like steered left from the question.
No, but that isn't that what a podcast is?
Yeah. No, but that's my answer.
We segued.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Mo, although I guess we're kind of going to go backtrack. Do you feel like there was ever a point, because I know acting, like from the start of OSHA, that was like your only kind of goal. Was there a point, I guess, before that where you viewed as more of like just an option or a hobby or just like a small interest? Rather than like that's it. Yeah. That's only it.
When I was really young, I wanted to act. Mm-hmm. And I like I think I was like, I don't know, I was really young, like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And I like took a kids class and immediately, like as soon as it started, I was like, oh, I can't do this. I was like, I'm too shy.
Oh.
Like, there's no way that I could do this. Mm-hmm. And so that was it. I went to that one class. I was like, all right, great. Can't do acting.
Wait, before you go, what sparked the acting though?
Taking my job. I'm kidding.
I do this,
I would literally just watch TV. And like
these people aren't real.
No, there wasn't like one moment, but I'd watch TV when I was younger, and I would like love like certain characters that I would see in like movies or shows or whatever. Yeah. I'd be like I want to do that.
Yeah.
Like I want to be that for like another person watching. You know.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And then
you don't remember what show?
I don't. It wasn't like one moment where I was like, this is what's making this character is making me want to do it.
Just on TV in general.
Yeah, just like being, and then as I learned more about it, I like
the interest
loved it
grew.
for other. I loved it for other reasons. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so then after that class, I was like, okay, I guess that's it. And then it was gone for years. That just
years.
Yeah, just years.
So you were like 8 or 9 or 10 years old.
I think it was like 8 or 9 when I took this class, and I was like, I'm just too shy. I can't do this.
That's crazy.
And then I have a cousin who's a year older than me who also went to OSHA.
Okay.
And she knew that I like.
Are we talking about Ross?
No, she's in our class.
Okay.
I don't know if you met her. Her name is Zahra. probably mentioned her.
No, I know the name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know of her.
Yeah. So she went to OSHA also for acting.
Okay.
And before, when I was in like, I think 7th grade, she was like, you should just try it again. Like you should try to audition for this school. Like the worst that will happen is you just don't get in and you can forget about it. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like last time I tried it didn't go very well. And then I thought about it for a long time, and then I talked to my parents about it. And then I was like, okay, I'll try. Before I auditioned for the school, I'll try to go to classes again.
Okay.
So that's when I joined another acting studio, which is where I met Jackson.
Oh.
This is the studio where I met Jackson.
It all comes
Full circle. So
Wait,
then
that means because Jackson also took class with Daniel Zagadri. Was Daniel Zagadri in the class?
I also knew him before OSHA.
Yeah, same. I was with Daniel Zagadri. We had an acting class in LA too.
Also, this is a really random person that also went to OSHA that was at this studio also. Abby Johnson.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, she also
That's
went
crazy.
to that studio.
That's crazy.
But yeah, so then I went to that studio, and then I like had a really good first class. Like it was a really nice first class. I made friends like almost immediately.
Sick.
And I like felt good about it. I was still very shy.
Was the first class with Jackson?
No, I didn't meet. I met Jackson at this studio, but we met in the master class.
Okay.
Just the one-time classes. Yeah.
No. It was an ongoing master class, but you had to be invited to that class.
Sick,
Oh,
sick.
that's
So
really cool.
we went to that studio for a while. I think I was there for like 2 or 3 years. Well, 2 years because that's when I got into OSHA. But yeah. So then the first class went great, and I left like feeling really good about it, and then I just kept going to that studio. And then slowly getting less and less shy about it.
Yeah.
And then I met a bunch of cool people in the master class. And then my cousin was like, audition to get into OSHA. Yeah. And then I did it, and I was really, really nervous the whole audition process. I was like, so you have to submit a video of you doing a monologue.
Yeah.
And then if they like that, you come in for an interview and you do the monologue again.
Whoa, so you have two-step process on that
because
shit?
the year that I applied for acting, before that, there was a musical theater conservatory. And acting didn't have its own conservatory. Acting was like a class. A section of musical theater. So you had to apply to musical theater, and then you could take the acting class. But you also had to take all the musical theater classes.
That sucks.
So the year that our freshman year was the first year they made it a separate conservatory with its own director, its own classes, its own curriculum.
Okay, so you got in like nick of time.
So that was the first time there was an acting audition. Because before it was musical, you had to like sing a song, you had to like do a bunch of other stuff to get in.
So they were all fresh. They were like, I don't really know how this is working.
Yeah. So you had to do a monologue, come in for an interview, and like when I walked onto campus, I was like shaking. I was like, oh my god, was
that your like? Would you say your first like acting audition? It's technically an acting audition.
Yeah, I think maybe
because you didn't have an agent at the time.
I think no, I did. I did. Really? I got one from the studio, but it was a commercial agent. So I think I'd only gone on commercial auditions. Yeah, which is like 1 or 2 lines, or sometimes they just take pictures of you.
I remember that. That was so
called print auditions.
Yeah, print audition. That shit was so annoying. I would drive fucking an hour and a half
for 10 seconds
for a 10-second audition. That was insane.
Yeah.
That's.
But yeah, so the only auditions I'd never been on like a theatrical audition. Only commercial auditions.
Do you feel like starting up classes again before going to OSHA, do you feel like that brought you, I mean, obviously you said you got less and less shy as you went.
Yeah.
When it came to acting, do you feel like that also translated onto yourself just in general?
Totally, 100%. Yeah. It also helped because like I remember my first class there. Like the rest of being at that studio kind of feels like a blur. Yeah. But I remember the first class so vividly because I made friends from that class that I was with for those 2 years I was at that studio. Yeah. But like everyone knew it was my first class, and at that moment it was everyone else had been in there for a minute. And they were all so supportive. Like I did my first scene, and the guy I was doing it with was like just so nice. Like he was just so nice.
That's cool to have.
Yeah. And the teacher who taught the master class also taught a regular class. Okay. So that's how you would get invited. You take his regular class for a while, and then if he liked you, he'd bring you into his master class.
That's really cool.
So I would take his class a lot because he was like really blunt, not blunt. He wasn't like mean, but like he wouldn't
No, blunt's not mean,
he
it's
wouldn't
just
sugarcoat
straightforward.
anything,
Yeah.
right? And all the time he'd be like, "You're a robot. Like you sound robotic, you move robotic, like," and then would tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'd rather have those teachers though than the ones. I think I've said this before on the podcast. I'd rather have the stern and the straightforward teachers than the ones being like, "Hey, good job.
Yeah,
see you next
you don't
time."
learn anything.
Yeah.
yeah.
I know, but some people are like pussies and fucking they don't want that.
Yeah,
Like,
if
they
you-
get scared.
If you can't take a teacher being mean to you, you're a pussy.
Yeah.
But
I think so.
that teacher, like specifically him, is the one that like completely brought me out of my shell.
Okay.
Like I remember I would take his class and then do a different class, and in the other class I would still, it was like an improv or something.
Yeah.
And I'd be really shy. And improv is like kind of stressful if you are shy.
I would
And
imagine.
I remember there was like 1 week where all of a sudden it felt like a flip switched,
Mm.
and I was just like,
Your attitude and stuff.
yeah, no, I was willing to do anything in the class. I wasn't like scared of doing anything.
So it was like a subconscious mindset.
Yeah,
change.
totally.
Like you don't know what happened. It just kind of happened.
Yeah, I know it was because of this teacher though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Okay,
it was
that's cool.
he
His
it was
influence finally like rubbed
yeah
off
it was
on you
definitely him. And then yeah
Whoa, he rubbed off on you? That's
yeah
fucking inappropriate. That's crazy. You
Hey, can we
stayed?
cut that? Okay.
Just kidding.
We're gonna have all of it. Okay. I don't know. I probably should have asked you this ahead of time. I don't know if like you're cool with saying this on the I don't see
It's
why
all
you
good. We
would
can
be.
cut it.
Yeah, true.
No, he has no
So-
choice. It's staying in.
You recently told me that you were planning on applying to all the acting
Oh
schools.
yeah, I'm not talking about
So
Hell yeah.
okay, cool. I was just
Yeah.
making sure.
Yeah,
if
he's
you-
leaving us.
Hypothetically,
if I get into the
no, we're just gonna go with him.
0.01%
No,
acceptance
he gets
rate
into
schools.
Juilliard. I'm moving to New York.
That's crazy because I'm not.
That's what Brittany
Yeah, well,
said,
because
too.
you're a spoiled Orange County. boy.
Yeah, that's crazy because I love him, but I don't know if I can move to New York for
No,
that.
I'd move back. I love it.
That's crazy.
Okay. Hypothetically,
Yes.
I mean this in the nicest way possible, but
If you
if you were not
If I didn't get in.
if you didn't get into any,
Oh, that's the expectation. Just by the way.
Fuck
No,
up,
no,
bro.
let me.
Fuck
Can
off.
I really quick?
Okay.
Okay. Every school. I'm applying to 10 schools. Every school's application pool is about 3,000 applications, and the schools vary by like how many students they accept. The school that I'm applying to that accepts the least amount of students is 15 students a year out of like 3,000 applicants. The school I'm applying to that accepts the most amount of students per year is 30.
Dude, that's
you're applying to 10 though.
But
But what?
yeah, exactly. Fuck
what
off.
is that?
But
What is
what?
that acceptance
Fuck
rate?
off,
I think
bro.
it's literally less than a 1%.
Fuck off.
But you're
Okay.
applying to 10.
Okay, I have a 0.1% chance.
Okay, let's kick.
Anyways, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Do you feel like that will wait, hold on. I'm trying to see how I worded it because it was way better than I'm doing right now. Yeah, if you weren't accepted into any of them,
Mhm.
do you think that will hinder your mindset around acting career-wise?
I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah, because
Good.
the name of the game is
game.
rejection
Yep.
for this.
Okay.
Yep.
Like I've been on I don't know, like 80 auditions in total. I've gotten like
Really? Really?
that's a lot. Maybe.
That seems like a lot. I mean, I
Maybe
wouldn't
I'm just not
really
That's a
know.
lot.
I
I
mean-
feel like
Dylan's like, I
Not-
guess
not-
I've just
not
been
commercial.
on more.
Yeah.
Not commercial
What,
auditions.
what'd you say?
He's like, I guess I've just been on more.
Yeah, no, I feel
my
like
agent's
I
just
feel like
better
I've
than
been on
yours.
like 10,000.
No.
Not 10,000, man.
No,
I
no.
definitely like 1,000, 1,500.
1,000.
I've been
That's
auditions?
impossible.
I've been doing it since I
You've
was
been
8 years
alive
old.
for like 12 years.
Yeah, but
There's
I've been
no
doing
way.
it
That's true.
since 8 years.
I haven't been auditioning since I was 8. So
I've
that's
been
true.
doing
That's
it since
true.
8 years
I've been
old.
auditioning I've been auditioning for TV and film since I was like
I bet you
13.
I bet you my manager can do it because I've been with him since I was 10 years old.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
because my first agent wasn't with him, and then after that was with him.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been on like so many auditions and I've gotten like a handful of them maybe.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like
yeah.
also for this specific scenario, I know like the odds are not in my favor, you know? And neither are they in film and TV auditions, but like no, I it wouldn't. I like
That's the name
I
of
would
it.
still keep
Yeah.
going.
Do you
Yeah.
intend to like? I guess this is kind of like a would you rather question. Would you rather like work solely in like TV shows
Mhm.
as an actor, or like
Film.
like movies?
It's a good question. I've thought
Because
about
like if it was a TV show that ran on for multiple
Yeah.
seasons, and you had the opportunity to be like either a main character or like
Yeah.
a supporting character
Mhm.
in every episode, or almost every episode of every season.
I think it depends. I don't think I would choose. I don't think I would choose film or TV exclusively. I
Okay.
think it like depends on like the project.
Okay.
Like if it's would I rather be on like a sitcom or like
Yeah.
or
Or like a movie.
or a movie?
Yeah.
I'd probably choose the movie. But
Okay.
if the show is like
Say it's like Friends and you fucking
Because
get
I
$1 million.
guess I'm just like viewing it as like, because if you were on a TV show, it's like you are that character ongoing, and that character usually, more like sitcoms, usually
Yeah.
grow
yeah.
Mhm.
and like develop over time
Yeah.
within the show.
Yeah.
But with a movie, it's like, yeah, they can still grow from like beginning to end of movie,
Yeah.
but it's a lot more compressed. It's a lot more
Yeah.
like you are kind of just like one
It
person.
depends on the project because I feel if it is like let's say it is a sitcom and it goes for like 10 years, right? I feel like I could maybe not want to be that character anymore after a certain point. Like
it could
it could get tiring.
Yeah.
But like if the show is like Game of Thrones, I'll do Game of Thrones, you know?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it depends
on-
depends on the project. It's
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
for
like
sure,
do I
for sure.
prefer TV or film? It's
Yeah.
like project.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
That-
that's fair. That makes a lot
Yeah.
of sense. I guess I kind of, in a sense, know the answer, but for the audience, what would you say kind of your 5-year, 10-year plan is for your careers, for your life, for your
like they're
creative endeavors? Like, I know that we have collective goals as a group, but
Yeah.
do you want to share your
I was
individual and
gonna
maybe
say
how
I
it relates?
I feel like our goals are kind of joint though.
They are.
Because we're
Mhm.
doing
but
everything together.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
and that is the intention, but it's also everybody plays a different part
That's true.
in the group,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
and for you, what your goal for us may look different than what Dylan's goal is for all of us.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Personally, my 5-year goal. I mean, I've written down, but I'm trying to think on top of my head. But for sure, 5-year, like definitely like be part of a big budget movie. If that's
Mhm.
either, I mean, probably not a cinematographer because they're fucking old and fucking geniuses making like big projects. But
Faith.
no, but I mean like a big budget.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking like fucking
Okay.
like
But like any position?
20.
yeah, like some
Four.
A24. Like definitely, hopefully in 5 years, be in front of the camera for the first time. In
Okay.
5 years.
Okay.
For me personally, that would be really
Yeah.
fun. And then as a crew. Well, this involves the crew, but this is my own
Yeah,
personal
which is-
goal.
yeah.
Would definitely have a warehouse and, like I said, create a collective space. So, yeah. Mr. Brando.
What is happening? Okay, none of you know how to work a camera?
Before you talk,
Yeah.
because your camera's dead.
Oh, my camera's one on top.
Oh, great. Can we actually cut this?
Oh yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
Why do you think I'm fidgeting? So no, I'm kidding.
Okay. I'm just kidding. That's for sure like 5-year goal. There's
Wait.
Have the warehouse in 5 years.
Yeah, in
Be
5
in front of
years.
the camera in
Yeah,
5 years.
and then like I said in the beginning, like I have details of what I want the warehouse to be, but that's on the hush hush.
You don't get to
Yeah.
know yet. I'm
Rob
looking
Deerdeck,
at nothing
stay
because
out of
my
our
camera's
heads. No,
off.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, exactly.
So, is your yeah?
So let's talk about something else for about 20 seconds.
Something else.
Yeah.
So, move out. I'm assuming
Oh,
Oh,
let's do your tenure. She said 5 and tenure.
five
Oh,
to 10.
shit.
Yeah.
What's your tenure?
definitely fucking in a year and a half move out.
Okay.
Definitely. If you don't know, I still live with the parentals. Not a bad thing. Just saving up money, and it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
Definitely a year and a half. Move out. Be in a movie in 5 years.
Work on a movie or be in a movie.
Be in a movie.
Be in a movie.
Keep auditioning. 5 years. Definitely have possibly a clothing brand
Okay.
with the team. And then, like I said, 5 years. I think 5 years we can have our production company for narratives and get a warehouse.
A space, a collective space.
A collective space where all sorts of creative people can come in.
Yeah.
Which it'll have some cool spaces in the warehouse. Just
What about anything like mental or physical that you feel like you want to focus on? And that it doesn't necessarily have to be 5-10 years. It could be like within this year. Like what is something that you feel like you need to kind of break out of in order to pursue those 5-10 year goals better or more efficiently? Do you want to think about it?
Yeah.
Can move on to Mo.
Come back to Dylan.
Yeah, come back. Yeah. That's a good question. That's a very good. It's so funny. We say these questions to the guest,
but you never think about
but
it.
I never personally think think
never
about
ask
saying
ourselves.
Yeah, never. Like, I mean, I ask myself.
Ask yourself.
I mean, I ask myself like fucking like in bed when I'm bored as shit, but like I'm sorry, like
you'd be
out
having a
loud.
conversation with himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Dylan, what
so-
do you want to do?
Yeah, it's like out loud. We're so used to asking the guests. This is
Yeah.
what the guest feels like. That's crazy.
Yeah.
This is so weird. This is so weird.
But I'm in the guest chair, so I feel weird because I'm
Yeah,
like, I feel
that's-
like I should be over there.
That's true. That's true.
My 5 year. We have one of the same goals is the production company.
Yeah, our production company.
To have an established production company.
Yes, sir.
Personally, I have goals of like kind of like people or like studios I want to work with. Like we said, you mentioned J24. Like that's like
Put it out. Put it
yeah,
out into
I would.
the world.
I would. And we mentioned Daniel Zolgadri. He was
on a
he was just in an A24 short
Yes.
that got turned into a
To
feature.
Congrats, Daniel.
Yeah, congrats,
That's
Daniel.
sick.
But yeah, like being in an A24 project would be the dream.
Ever since I met these guys, it's just like they have like want A24 tattooed on their foreheads, like
Dude.
just like
brand me.
he's ready. He's ready.
Yeah, 10 year. I want us to be the production house that we're branding people.
Yeah.
You know,
That's sick, that's sick.
people want to be in our stuff.
That's dope. Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to
Production company. Work with A24.
work with A24. I want us to make more films.
More films.
To be honest,
Films or short films? All of the above.
Yes.
Yeah. Both of them.
Yeah.
to be honest, it's like these are good questions, and I don't want to sound so generic, but it's like I'm at the moment. I feel like for me personally, I'm in the moment where I'm kind of just going with the flow and seeing
And
what
that's
happens.
okay. Yeah, you can still have goals, but not be like actively like you wake up every morning and you're like, how can I get so much closer to this than I was yesterday?
Yeah.
And like he's like I said, and he said, like we have like pinpoint goals, but like for me, if that doesn't happen, if it goes somewhere else,
It's kind of like everything happens for a reason.
yeah. And I think
So-
for me, I think I'm like that right now is because I live that because of dance. I literally thought I was gonna be like a tour dancer, international choreographer, and then at some point, like after that, I thought I was just gonna be acting. And then, like, you know, like...
Yeah,
like
it changes. It changes a lot.
In my life, it has changed multiple times, which I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
Because it's put me into that mentality. So...
But they all translate into each other almost.
For
It's
sure.
like,
For sure.
like you don't necessarily want to do acting as end goal career, but you'd like to be in front of a camera soon.
For sure.
And you don't necessarily want to pursue dance as in
that.
career.
Yeah.
But filming dance has become like your segue into film and knowing how to work a camera and getting jobs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
And like
it's-
what the going with the flow thing too. It's like this industry is so spontaneous.
it is.
Like you like
Everybody's on strike right
like
now. It's
tomorrow
crazy.
we either one of us could get an audition and book a feature literally
Yeah.
tomorrow. Like that could happen.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Yeah, that's why, yeah, like, and then what we've been saying, everything happens for a reason, so I'm not gonna, like, I don't want to say, like, this needs to happen.
Yeah.
This needs to happen, and this goal needs to happen, you know? So there's cool pinpoints of what I want life to look like, but if it goes another direction, then that's completely fine for me personally.
Yeah. The the ebb and flow.
Yeah, I think that's a good note for people itself too, because it's good to. I mean, that's just me personally, but
but when you have goals and you really want to accomplish them, it's kind of hard to not get in the mindset of like only focusing on it, and any other opportunities that kind of intersect in a different way, not pushing them out or ignoring them. Because I was kind of the same way. I went to school originally going to go for fashion design, and then like I like interviewed and I got accepted, but like right before that I switched to visual communications, which I didn't expect at all. And now I'm in and I'm like, low-key wish I did digital media. You know, like I'm just like, and I used to push things away, the idea of things. So I was like, no, I just have to focus on one. Like I can't do this and this at the same time, because I'm not going to be as successful in either one of them unless I focus on only one.
Yeah.
But learning how to, especially in the creative industries, learning how to accept things as they come and go with them, and then when something else comes, you just like whatever feels right is.
I think
super smart.
What I learned about myself too is when I put a timeline on a goal and then that goal doesn't happen, I get pissed off.
Exactly.
You know, so when I put like, and I see a lot, like it works. It could work for some people. Like when I see people saying like, okay, 2024, I got to book this job, and then it doesn't happen, then you kind of like defeat yourself. But like, and
that's why
and then
I
it kind of
New Year's resolutions.
But I think sometimes it deflates all the other accomplishments that you did that year. Like you could have
You don't see the other stuff.
You don't see the other cool shit that happened, and you just focus on this one thing, this one goal that didn't happen that year for you that you said you were gonna do, but it didn't happen. So I learned that about myself. Like I kind of get pissed off, and I don't take time to reflect on the other cool shit that I've done. So I think you just got to figure out for yourself. But definitely for me is sometimes putting a timeline on a goal just doesn't work out, because I mean that's just life. Life is unfair, and then life will throw you curveballs that like you're not expecting. So you have to learn how to either dodge them and how to get back up and catch them
and throw them
back and like going back to the position that you want to be in. So for me, that's why I think mentally I'm just in the moment of just going with the flow.
You're allowing good things to come to you.
I'm allowing good things to come to me, and I'm allowing myself to see what happens, and still putting my full effort into what I believe in, and wherever direction it goes, I'm cool with that direction. Awesome. If I fully believe that's the right direction.
Yeah. Great answer.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
When he says that. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Next question.
You didn't get to finish. What you're kind of like 5.
You said like, I was like, what's the question?
Like said like 10 years. Production company, be in like a film or A24 film, whatever. But what's like?
You asked. I have an answer for the other thing you asked.
The mental.
Yeah.
See, that's where my mental is.
Yeah, but so it has to do with COVID, like before the blip, after the blip,
right? Dude.
Before the blip, it felt like I was on the biggest role, like
career-wise.
I was auditioning so much that the other high school I went to, not OSHA, I was leaving school so frequently that me and my mom had a meeting with the principal of that school, and he was like, what's going on? And we explained it to him, and he was like, oh, I didn't know this about you. So we sat there for like 2 hours, and he started taking classes off of my schedule that I just like, that I didn't need to graduate. And so every day I was leaving school at like 12 p.m. so that I could make it to my auditions in LA. But like I was like I was like nonstop in studios. I was always in LA. I was literally just I was sleeping and then going to school and then going to LA every day.
Yeah. You felt like you were on the roll.
I felt like I was on a roll, and I was like, I did a couple shorts. I did your short at the time. Yeah, I was doing a couple shorts at the time, and I also not only did I feel like I was on a roll career wise, I was like at like my peak mental state. I felt in all aspects, not just acting, just like
life in general.
Yeah, just like I felt great about like myself, what I was doing, everything I was doing, and then I was in a room for 3 years, and like just like a lot of like personal stuff happened.
You're talking about during the blip.
During now during
during
COVID.
the blip.
Now during
Yeah,
COVID.
During the blip.
Yeah. Like a lot, like I just went through a lot during that time, and then it felt like I reverted to before when I was doing.
Hit revert image.
Literally, I hit undo.
Command Z.
It felt like I reverted to like almost before I started acting.
Yeah.
Like mindset wise.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Which can translate like physically and can translate career wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like outlooks on things and everything. So then COVID ended and I was like, all right, it's ending. I can get back to everything.
Yeah.
And then I kind of didn't.
Yeah.
You stayed where you were.
I stayed where I were because of how I like felt about myself.
Yeah.
How I felt about the thing I wanted to do now. Like it
was hard to get out of that like stagnant, very idle position.
Yeah. And then but so the question is where would I like to be mentally? I feel like I'm on the way back up.
Okay.
Which is
That's interesting.
That's awesome.
with the COVID though, because majority of our guests always said like it was like a blessing in disguise, but it sounds like for you it was like kind of
it was
the opposite.
The complete. I think we had like maybe one guest that said it sucked for them too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it like my like confidence in like acting abilities down the drain. My confidence in myself down the drain.
Yeah.
Like the 3 years just like wrecked me.
Do you think it was just is because you were not active? I mean, I'm assuming it's that. Like you were not active enough anymore and like you were just not doing much.
I feel like it was probably the lack of like socializing. And
it was like it was a combination of those things and other things.
Yeah.
It was like it was the not moving for 3 years. It was like I put on like all that weight in those 3 years.
Dude,
like,
this fucking fool. We gotta display it on the.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're comfortable.
Bro.
I'm probably not gonna put that go to the first episode.
Yeah, no.
Oh, there it is.
Go to the
first episode.
Go to the first episode. That's
And then get shirtless right now.
yeah.
No, this dude like he showed us a picture of him like 2 years ago. Like right before we started filming this.
Yeah.
And then I'm not. It was like a little blob, you know.
Yeah. No.
It was there. It was there.
Yeah.
But then now you're fucking. Like you're fucking insane, bro. Like I was so like when you showed me that I was so proud of you. Like dude, you're fucking insane.
This is a quick tangent. I was at my niece's birthday party, and one of my what do I call her?
Cousin.
Yeah, we'll go with cousin.
Sure.
One of my cousins, I haven't seen her in like over a year and a half, and she hugged me and she goes, "Wow, you lost a lot of weight." And then later in the day, she brought it up again. She was like, "Yeah, we used to be able to like roll you down a hill."
Oh shit!
It was so funny. It was so funny. And then there was a cutout of a cartoon duck, and it was just like the duck's face, and then like taped to a big circle. Oh. And she goes, "This is what you used to look like."
Oh my god! She said your feelings. Fuck them.
and then later she came back to me. She was like, "That was kind of rude. I'm sorry."
That's fucking insane.
Yeah,
but I'm not like no. You should be really proud of yourself, bro. Like you fucking are cracked.
But yeah, so
any single guys?
Very single. And I'm very single.
Since the start of this year, I feel like it's coming back up.
That's good. For me personally, your mental state when we first started filming, a year and a half ago.
Last year,
yeah. Definitely your mental state is like
a lot better.
A lot better,
Yeah.
bro.
A lot better.
Even when you got back from New York, and we talked about it.
Yeah.
And
after that weekend that I came back, right after New York.
And
then I went to Coachella.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Coachella.
Oh,
you came back from Coachella.
I thought you meant the New York when you went for the audition.
No.
I thought
the movie audition.
I feel like your Europe trip helped you a lot.
That's true. That's true.
Your
too.
Europe trip helped you a lot because
Yeah.
when you came back from that
I settled some things.
good. That's great.
Yeah, when I came
Yeah.
back. Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
great.
you did.
yeah.
Sometimes you have to leave. You have to go to a different like environment and like by yourself, like with your own thoughts.
Yeah.
And like everything will like kind of like make sense and like you'll know how to like hash things out. Like
I had that thought recently because I went to Palm Springs just for the weekend.
Yeah.
And like I don't really vacation ever because like the only place I would have to travel to would be back home to North Carolina, but like it doesn't really feel like a vacation because it's like everybody wants to hang out and like
it's home. Yeah.
like whatever. But I was like there and I was talking to Gibson about this. I was like, I don't know why like it feels so different. Like I feel so different after coming back from a vacation. I feel like so just kind of like my thoughts are more organized and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm like, why can't I was an hour away from my house.
Yeah.
Why can't I do that in my own room?
Yeah.
Like why isn't there a place in my city that I live in that I can go to for like spend a day at where it gives me like the same effect of like going on vacation where you come back and you're like
I think it's the state of comfortability because we're always like in our house is our neighborhood, like we know it like in the back of our hand.
Yeah.
So I think when we go out of our comfort zone, I think it like forces you to like rewire and like look things differently.
Yeah.
You know, like I think that's why I think that's like a big thing for me, like why I want to move out too, is because I feel like getting out of my comfort zone will help my mental state to be more like discipline. That's like mental state. Like what I want to be is like one thing is like discipline in a schedule.
Yeah.
Like waking up, making
or
breakfast,
like
doing work.
Oriented.
Yeah, like doing work for 3 hours and walking Marley and then going back to work or like being more disciplined. And I feel like
it's hard to do when you're so comfortable not doing it.
Yeah, so get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
I think one thing too though is like when we go on vacation, we like if we're alone, we like disconnect. Like I still talk to you guys, but like a lot less than when I'm here. Like I don't have to interact with like certain people,
the normal people you interact with on a date.
And like so it's like you're forced to
get out of
talk with yourself.
Funny because I went with my roommates.
Yeah.
I went with my housemates. I still had to submit a midterm while I was there, so I still did school a little bit. Yeah.
Tragic.
But I was just like, I mean, I don't know if it's just because like I like can be like floating in the pool submitting the midterm on my phone, or if it's like I don't know.
It's just changing
of scenery.
Yeah,
like
changing
I
the
don't know,
environment.
but yeah.
I think that's a nice thing to do just for your mental.
So what I'm saying is, let's go to Arrowhead.
Everyone, go take a vacation.
Yeah,
everyone go
take a weekend.
Vacation.
Do a little
That's
like road trip or something.
It's gonna be sad when I'm gone for a month. I won't be talking with you
and
guys.
so will Mo. And
for 12
I'm just
days.
gonna
Not for a month. For 12 days. I'll be gone for 12 days.
He's there for 12 days. I'm there. Yeah, Milad's right there.
Yeah.
And Brandon's right there.
If you guys know me, the camera's not you guys. You guys know me. Guess why I'm so excited to go to Japan.
Ooh,
and drop that in the comments.
For people
See if you can tell why I'm excited to go to Japan.
His tattoos aren't showing, so good luck.
Yeah.
See this book, this orange book right here?
This orange book is a hint, yeah. And the little guy down there on the bottom shelf.
All right.
All of it. All right. Anything else? Any other things to add? I'm pretty sure I got everything that I wanted.
That was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I see why guests can be sometimes nervous. Yeah. It's definitely weird talking about myself. I don't do that.
Yeah.
I try not to do I try not to do that.
Oh, Emme just called you. Emme just said cat.
I guess so.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah. Well, you guys learned more about us today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully,
if you hate us, let us know in the comments.
And
if you like us, let us know in the comments. Yeah. Oh, that's actually true.
Okay,
that's
so
crazy.
for those who are listening and not watching,
watching because the ads aren't on that.
fuck off. I didn't want to. We don't have enough
No,
letters.
you're
Okay.
not. I'm not. You're chilling. I'm
pretty sure
just
your
saying.
ads are always tagged in the description of the
That's
YouTube
true.
video.
That's
Yeah.
very
Our
true.
Instagrams are also linked in the bio.
Mm-hmm.
But, anyways,
At Dylan Kodai. Kodai is my middle name. Kodai, and then Dylan. Kind of on all platforms.
mine is just Mo_Zahra_.
Zawa.
But if you really love us, I'd rather you guys follow Garage Sessions.
Yeah, fuck our personals. Don't
Yeah.
don't follow our actual lives.
I realized that last night. Like I'm more like focused on getting like our platform and what we want to do higher than my personal. Like I can give a fuck less.
Yeah,
About my
I feel you.
personal.
Okay.
But hopefully too you.
But I mean, it's cool if you send us a cool follow on our personals. But go follow Garage Sessions.
Garage Sessions Pod on Insta.
Yeah.
I think
Or
is that
question.
it? That's a wrap. I think.
Yeah,
That is a wrap.
That is a wrap. That is.
Content with the questions of the day.
I feel like this.
Thank you.
I can't tell this episode was all over the place, but it was fun.
It
was a good time.
but I feel
Good
like
time.
hopefully audience members learned more
Yeah.
about you.
And thanks to Emme.
Thanks to Emme
taking the
for,
reins on this one.
Yeah, holding the fort down.
Yeah.
But now we're back as the host, motherfuckers. So we're back in business,
Really aggressive.
and we're taking over.
We know how
now.
much you didn't like Emme hosting this
Yeah,
one.
exactly. We know you guys
Oh,
like
yeah,
us
like-
better. So
Milad said as an audience member he agrees. So
no, we love you, Emme. Thank you for holding it down and keeping it as the producer level. So much appreciated.
you're very welcome.
We'll see you next week.
In fucking Japan, yo.
You guys are gonna see me smile so wide.
Yo, and,
Yeah.
and can't wait for whoever the guest is.
Yeah,
Stay
you
tuned.
guys wouldn't know, but just do the damn thing.
There it is.